Hey y'all, I'm here with a project share. I'm still trying to figure out my video technique. So I apologize in advance for the shadow. If anybody has any tips on the way that you record where you're able to sit down and still see what's in the frame of your screen, as well as eliminating shadows, I would greatly appreciate any tips that you have. I was wondering if maybe a light behind me would help, whereas I'm just sitting in a spare bedroom where there's only overhead fluorescent lighting. So I haven't quite figured out what the best action is because I have yet to find the perfect way I can sit so that I'm not having to lean over for tutorials or a little bit lengthy walkthroughs, but also where, as now I'm sitting, there is a shadow. So I would appreciate any tips or advice that anybody has on how you have set up your recording area. Anyways, so I have this book. It is a book, but it looks like a suitcase. Of course, it's difficult when it's a bird's eye view. So I'm trying to angle it where you can kind of see. So of course, this is where you would see from the top and then from the front. And I followed a tutorial. I will post the link below. Some of this I kind of just had to figure out on my own because the tutorial was not as detailed as most tutorials that I would say that we're used to. So some of it you kind of just had to play around with it and figure it out. So I feel like it kind of leans, it's kind of tilted. I don't know if you can really see it in the video, and so I'm not sure if it's the way I've had to put it together or if the pages are too heavy, but it's the first time I've done it and I think it turned out, other than that, I think it turned out really good. So I just wanted to share with you. This is a digital paper that I purchased from Etsy. So I picked this paper because I made this for a friend at work who went to Paris for spring break, and I thought I would make a little book for her to keep the pictures in. And so I have a Paris themed, and of course I made it like a suitcase because that is the definition of traveling, or a good theme for traveling is a suitcase. So this is a digital paper. And down here in the corner, I put a little flower cluster with some metal embellishments. These metal embellishments are just for my stash. And I just put together a quick little stick pin. And these closures are from Hobby Lobby. I made this little luggage tag. So it's a shaker tag. It has more of that Paris paper. All of the paper in this project is from that collection, although not all of it is specifically Paris themed. A lot of it is just floral. So I made these little tassels to go with it because I just really love the way tassels look and making them. And so this is some trim from my stash, and the handle is just made out of cardstock. And I put together this little chunky charm with different Paris themed charms on it. So, and I'm sorry, the back is just like the front. I just didn't put any embellishments because when you open it up, it will be laying on the back. I apologize for you just seeing my foot. I am sitting on the floor because there is nowhere else I can sit where I can still see the screen. So work in progress. So here is some more of the paper collection on the inside. And so then it opens up like this, like a book. And I chose to add a little pocket. When I was making this, I was kind of envisioning a vintage type hard suitcase that my mom had when I was young, and I remember it having a little pocket in the top, so I was trying to duplicate that. So here is the pocket. This is not going to be in the tutorial that I followed. I just added that, and this is some trim from my stash, and I like to always include these little color Bible verses. And then these I got for Christmas. I believe that you can get them on Amazon, but then these you can get at Hobby Lobby. They are the Sadie Robertson, sorry. There's a pack of them in the little party supplies, like where you can get like the pens and the notebooks and stuff, like by the cards at Hobby Lobby. Okay, so here are the pages. So when you just flip through the pages, this is what it looks like. And then again, because the pages lay over here, I wasn't sure how it would affect it. I thought about adding something here, but I decided against it because I didn't want it to affect how the pages laid and when she's trying to add pictures. So on this first page, this flap opens up, and this is just some photo mats that pull out. So this is a little pocket right here. And she used some tabs, but I believe she might have used a tab punch, or she just cut them by hand. So I found these little tab files on, I'll just do that later, on Cricut Design Space. So I included this little butterfly paper clip. I just had 2 random ones left, and so I thought that with all the floral, I felt like it fit. So then here's the back side of the page, and it has this pocket. And then there's this photo mat that pulls out. And so basically it's going to alternate like that. However, I'm not sure what happened when I was making this, but I didn't quite go exactly, 1-to-1. So like, for example, this one has 2 with the flap, but that's okay. I don't really always like everything to be completely symmetrical anyways. So I was all right with that. So there's the flap. And also this one, I'm sorry, I skipped over here. This one also has, each page has a pocket that has a photo mat pull out. And I left one side blank. That way if she wanted to write, and then one side with the printed paper. And so then here's a close-up of the tab. And I did stagger them so that you could see all of them. So then this one, this is all paper. I'm pretty sure that I used all of the paper from the collection. This one with the Eiffel Towers was definitely my favorite. That one was a tight fit for some reason. This is just plain cardstock from Hobby Lobby. So here's the polka dot one. So that comes out. I ran out of pattern paper. I was trying not to keep printing more just for small pieces. I was trying to use up a lot of the scraps that I had. So this one is just cardstock. And then there's that second butterfly paper clip. And in this one, because of the directionality of the scrap piece that I had left, I put the pocket on the left-hand side. Again, I'm not always all about everything being exactly uniform. Everything on the right side, everything on the left side. So that is it. So here's the front of it again. Hopefully you can kind of see that it looks like a suitcase. And then the last thing I wanted to share is I made another one of the little luggage tags. And I've put her name on it. Her name is Pamela. And I added a bow to this one and some flowers instead of some tassels. And I'm going to hang this on the bag, the gift bag that I put this in. And I also have some Paris themed goodies from a previous swap. I thought it was pretty lucky that a previous swap I did on YouTube, one of the things that someone sent was her whole swap was Paris themed. So I picked out parts that I thought that she would use, because I don't know that she's a crafty person. So I didn't want to give her a bunch of craft supplies, but I wanted to give her some things that were Paris themed that she could use to decorate around her house or her classroom, to display pictures or memorabilia from her trip. So that is it. I will post the link to the tutorial and the link to the paper collection from Etsy in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching.